So can you give us some of your company history?
Yes, of course. On June 18th, 1971 in Little Rock, Arkansas, we began a high-value logistics startup corporation called RPS, otherwise known as the Roadway Package System. Later in January 2000, RPS was rebranded to FedEx Ground when it was acquired by the FedEx Corporation.
Oh, that's awesome. How has FedEx innovated the logistics industry?
FedEx has innovated the logistics industry with the invention of the barcode in 1985. The barcode consists of 33 precisely spaced lines.
Okay, that's sick. What are FedEx's specialties and who are their main competitors?
We specialize in moving packages through ground networks, either by trains or trucks. And our biggest competitors are UPS, USPS, and Amazon.
They're stealing packages right off front porches, but now people in Windsor say they're dealing with a different type of delivery problem. Our Dylan Thomas traveled there to find out more. Dylan?
Dominic, Windsor is a growing town, and a lot of people still heavily rely on packages to get their everyday needs to their doorstep. But recently, some here in Windsor noticed there was a problem with damaged packages. So they installed these doorbell cameras with their Ring doorbells, which gives them a live feed as to what's going on their doorstep, and they caught some shocking video. When it comes to packages in this Windsor neighborhood,
they come heavily damaged.
Neighbors say they've noticed a trend.
It's a daily occurrence now.
So some, like Corey Andrews, decided to install cameras on their homes to find out why. Andrews says his Ring doorbell may have found one culprit.
The FedEx driver stopped about 10 foot shy of our door and tossed it right up to our front door.
In the first delivery since he installed his camera, a FedEx driver is seen throwing his package to the door from the front yard.
It's just really sad because she's literally 10 feet from the door. I mean, a couple extra steps, setting it down.
Right after tossing the package, the audio from the recording picked up more.
She's still on the phone, jabbing away, yelling, having a very vulgar conversation with somebody.
Often cases like this or porch theft could be avoided by using sources like Amazon lockers, which are found at local stores. But the town of Windsor hasn't received one yet, and Andrew says he shouldn't have to rely on one.
I pay a value to that package. A lot of things that we buy, might not be life-saving, but somebody might be needing that medication, and seeing somebody just throwing it it's just sad.
Now, those we spoke with said the new camera was some of the best money they've used as of late. They say this isn't just an issue with FedEx, but other carriers as well. They have reached out to FedEx and are waiting to hear back what the resolution will be. We reached out to FedEx for comment, and they haven't responded to us yet. Reporting live in Windsor, Dylan Thomas, covering Colorado.
All right, hi Rob, we're going to be interviewing today. So could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Rob. I'm an assortment manager at City of Industry FedEx.
And where are you from, Rob?
I am originally from around the area, Chino Hills area, Chino.
Are you married?
Yes, I am married. I have 2 kids at home too that are infants. They're very young. So.
Okay. So Rob, you mentioned you're a sort manager. Do you mind explaining what exactly a sort manager is?
Yeah, sure. So at FedEx we run 24-hour operations for 5 days a week. So in those 24 hours of operations, we have 4 different sorts. We have the sunrise sort, the day sort, our twilight sort, and our overnight sort. I am in charge of our sunrise sort.
Okay, and those just indicate the time that you work, right?
Yeah, exactly. That just indicates the time of the work, the kind of block of the 8-hour block that we take care of. I'm in charge of the whole sunrise sort.
So what are your previous lines of work, if any?
I actually started working at FedEx when I was 18, and I left to go to school, and then I became a youth pastor for a little bit, and I returned after I gained some educational experience.
Oh wow, pastor, okay. So do you think your experience as a pastor has helped you with your management skills here at FedEx?
Definitely. Every time I do anything outside of work that involves being a leader, I try to take my best initiative to take the skills that I get out of that to apply it to my work and also outside of work.
Okay. So how many people work under you?
Currently, I manage about 15 mixture of managers and admins, and then below them there's another 65 employees, so total about 80 people.
And who are the managers above you?
The managers above me is one assistant senior hub manager and another senior manager, and then above that would be our district manager.
And do you report to all 3 or just one?
I report directly to all 3.
So in your opinion, how do you think your managers could be more effective?
I like to emphasize communication with all of them, especially because we work with a lot of people like package handlers. I want them to know what we expect of them, the goals we want them to achieve. Anytime we do something good, I want it to be recognized. And then above all that, I want the managers to communicate with each other. We are a very fast-paced operation, so everything has to be in sync. Everyone has to know what everybody else is doing.
How do you think yourself as a manager could be more effective?
I always try to pick out my weaknesses, which would be adapting to everyone's personality, not leaving anybody left out. So when I look in the mirror, I try to think of the positive things I like about myself, and then the negative, and then I work out the weaknesses, and I do anything I can to improve on them.
What are some values you hold strong to while managing?
Managing, like I said, communication, being there for them, not only as a manager, but maybe like as a human, as a friend. A lot of people have other things going outside of work, obviously. That's where we spend most of our time. So I want to be there as their leader through work and also outside of work.
So you said you started working at FedEx before you were a pastor. In what ways have you taken after the management styles of your previous managers at FedEx?
So I worked with a lot of managers because I did move around a lot within the company. I had some managers I did like, I had some managers that I disliked. I realized that I was the type of person that wanted to work with someone who was very open with me and is going to be very helpful to me, not just at FedEx, but in my life in general. And I realized that that's the way to be an effective manager, to be a human and to care about my workers.
Hi, so we're going to ask you a few questions.
Okay,
So how are you doing today?
good. I'm doing good. Just working.
Alright, so these questions are just going to be about the workplace. So Evan, what do you think about Rob as the manager?
I think he's really good. He always comes to help me out, whether it be with off-work stuff or during work. If I'm doing something wrong, he'll come and show me what's right, and it's always helpful when he comes.
So what characteristics make him a good manager?
I think, like I said before, he's very helpful. He cares about all the employees. He'll take his time to talk to you about stuff you're having problems. If he sees that you're having a bad day, he'll maybe put you to another station so you can have a better day.
And what qualities, if any, could he improve on as a manager?
Honestly, I think he's perfect. I think he could actually help the other store managers out.
And are there any management changes you want to see happen in the workplace?
No, maybe see him get to senior position, because I think he would be the best for the company.
Has Rob inspired you in any way?
Yes, he's actually, with school that I'm taking at Cal Poly Pomona, he's actually helping me out with all this stuff to maybe get a promotion instead of just staying in one position and just being a stale worker here.
All right, those are all the questions. Thanks, Evan. So we just interviewed Evan. He seems to be a very good employee with very high regards to you.
Yes.
You seem like a pretty motivational manager to your employees. What are ways in which you motivate your employees?
With motivation, the first thing I want to think about is support. I always want to make sure my employees feel supported, like they have something to fall back on. They don't feel like if they don't know how to do something, they shouldn't be afraid to ask. Or if they mess up, they shouldn't feel like they're going to get chewed out or in trouble. I want to be there to help them to grow as a person and to grow within the company if that's what their goals are.
So what are your thoughts on financial incentives? Do you think they increase worker productivity?
You know what? I like financial incentives like everybody does. Everybody loves money. But there's a problem with that, is that once they get that financial incentive, how are you going to keep them producing that same quality of work? I think it's a short-term fix. And really, if you want to motivate employees, by giving them incentive, I think the correct way is to have them want to achieve their goals using teamwork. And aside from teamwork, to get promoted is going to be like a long-term incentive for them instead of just getting money immediately. There's no guarantee that they're going to put that same type of effort in.
So there seem to be a lot of people working here. How do you organize meetings?
It's very difficult. When we're working 24 hours, it's hard for me, the sunrise manager, to ever meet with the twilight manager, because that means one of us is going to have to not sleep. So usually what we do is going to be conference calls, which I believe are ineffective. I think the roundtable meeting is the most essential way to get work done, especially in a big facility like this, but it's definitely a challenge for us.
How effective are meetings?
Meetings are extremely effective. I think we don't have enough of them. I think we should always have meetings. To me, the old-fashioned roundtable coffee meeting is the way to go. You could see each other's faces. You could talk. There's There's going to be passion. If there's issues, you guys could talk about what's on your mind. It's a little bit more, has more freedom than to be on the phone. You know, somebody could put the phone on mute and just be doing other work. Whereas if they're in front of you, you could tell if someone's paying attention, if they have some type of emotion, you know, along with what they're saying. It's just difficult.
So you mentioned conference calls. Are there any other forms of communication used with your employees or employers?
Besides that, I mean, during the SOAR, the only type of communication we really rely on very heavily is radios. Every single operations manager has a radio, every admin has a radio, and then I have a radio. So everybody knows what's going on. We're communicating literally, you know, every second somebody's saying something on the radio. We're almost fighting for time to speak because we always have something to get across. So that's our, you know, really fast, short-term type of communication. Whereas conference calls is that thing we do maybe once a week, twice a week. It's just kind of a general meeting. And then our face-to-face meetings are definitely a lot less common, which I do not like. I wish they were more common.
Last question. In your opinion, what makes someone the best manager?
Being the best manager, you know what? When I tell myself when I was coming up as a worker and everything, and now I even have my own managers, I always say that you should be the manager that you want to work for. You should always bring people together, be positive. You should never be at work making someone else's life suck or kind of deteriorating their situation or anything. You should always be there to help them because they're humans. You know, we're all humans at the end of the day. We're all just trying to get by. So as long as, you know, I'm helping them achieve their goals, they're achieving their own goals, then, you know, everyone's happy, everything works, and we get the work done. I like to use is, you know, I like to read a lot, and one of the authors I've been looking into right now is John Maxwell. He has this chart, it's called the 5 levels of leadership. It's rights, relationships, results, reproduction, and then respect all the way at the top. And I try to follow that model to reach, you know, have all my employees be at a level 5 type of attitude with me.
All right, perfect. Thank you for letting us interview you, Rob.
Yeah, anytime. Hey Evan, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Alright, so I'm gonna need you to move all these boxes back to where you got them from, okay?
Why? I just moved them.
Because I'm your boss, you just do what I tell you. Hey Kosta, what's up? Hey man, so I know you're really busy right now, but I'm gonna need you to run the numbers for the next quarter, alright?
Oh, of course. No worries.
Alright, thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. You know, I always like helping out my boss because he's helpful to me too. Oh wow, that's Rob. I heard he increased all of our projections for next quarter. He's a great employee, I heard.
He's a great asset. He should be the new manager.
Definitely.
Alright guys, I know we're working a lot of overtime and it's Christmas, so I got you something to show my appreciation. Thank you very much and keep it the good work.
Oh, I got nuts. My favorite.
Thanks, Rob.
What a great manager.
I was working out.
Yeah, look at he's getting big. Thank you. Thanks, Rob.
Alright guys, so every time we come to work, we need to remember we're fulfilling the purple promise. We gotta make sure our customers are number one, and we're getting everything done on time because things are important in these boxes.
Worker incentives. Problems. Decrease intrinsic motivation. Diminishes performance in the workplace. Promotes short-term thinking. Solution. Setting long-term goals leads to intrinsic motivation.
Okay, it's looking really good. But look, my district manager is breathing down my neck right now, so I'm gonna have to have you do next quarter's numbers as well. Get them to me by the end of the day, and I'm gonna have to look over and get them tomorrow morning, okay?
All right.
Alright, thank you.
I don't know why he keeps assigning me all this extra work. I already got my bonus, and it's not like he's giving me a promotion anyways. Like, I can just slack off now. I might as well just have someone else do this. He's a freaking butthole.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Great, I'm doing well myself too. Everything's looking good right here, but I need you to do me a huge favor, okay? I need you to get next quarter's numbers done for me by the end of the day so I can turn them in tomorrow morning to my manager, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
Alright, thank you so much.
Honestly, it's a lot more work, and I just got my bonus, but I know if I keep working twice as hard, I'll get a promotion in the future, so.
Manager attitude. Negative attitude. Decreases worker motivation. Lowers job performance. Positive attitude. High job performance. Encourages intrinsic motivation.
Hey, Kosta, what's up? How's it going?
Yeah, it's going alright.
Alright, nice. Look, I'm looking at your chart. It looks good. I like what you did right here. But we're having a bit of an issue, okay? I noticed you're under compliance, and we're trying to get all these numbers pushed out by the end of the quarter. But, you know, it's not working out. I noticed you're just not up to production like you used to be.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot going on at home lately. Yesterday, I was on my lawn with my family. We were having a barbecue, and my cat ran into the street and got hit by a UPS truck.
Wow. That sucks, hon, but look, I mean, you're at work and we all have life going on outside. You need to get your work done. Doesn't matter what's going on. You need to do it, and I'm not going to care less what's going on, okay? To be honest. You have to finish it.
All right.
All right, thank you. Just get it done. Hey, Kosta, what's going on?
Not too much. I'm just working on the quotas for this week.
All right, nice. It's looking good. It's looking good. But look, I've noticed you're just out of your usual production. I want to know if something's going on.
Yeah, so yesterday I was with my family at a barbecue at my lawn, and my cat just ran into the street and got hit by a UPS truck.
That's terrible, man. I'm really sorry to hear that. And I know that could be, I've had, many dogs before and then accidents happen. Look, if you want, take the rest of the day off, or I'll cover your work for you. Take time to relax, take care of everything you need to take care of. Come back refreshed next week, and we'll get it done, okay?
Sounds good. I appreciate it.
Anytime. That's what I'm here for.
Thank you.
Always come through. My door's open, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, awesome.
Meetings. Problems. E-meetings require self-discipline and are less effective than face-to-face meetings. Potential time difference. Solution. Enforce frequent face-to-face meetings.
All right, so I'm really excited right now. Finally got a meeting together with my top managers. These guys are really productive, and it's been a while since we've been together, so we're gonna chat about some issues we have, get everything done up and fixed up. Hey, where's everybody? What happened?
You didn't hear? No one else could make it.
I
We're
didn't
all
hear.
just Doing our meeting over FaceTime.
Again?
Yeah.
The last time this happened, he had us on mute the whole time. Look, he muted us already. He's on pause. Kosta, what are you doing?
I'm at home. I'm at a shower.
Sure. All right, guys, you guys ready to start this meeting?
Yes.
All right, thanks. First of all, I want to appreciate all you guys for showing up, because I like to do in-person meetings. I feel like that FaceTime, conference call stuff is just not effective. Members are paying attention. So right now, I want you guys to let out your concerns, be passionate, tell me everything you need to know. First thing on the agenda, though, we're thinking about changing color of boxes as a marketing plan. I need your input for that. So, Kosta, what do you think we should do?
Honestly, I think a good idea would to make them orange, or depending on the holiday season, we just market to that. I think that'd be a really good idea. So green for Christmas, and then maybe like a light pastel yellow and pink for Easter. But I would say that'd be a good idea for the boxes.
Nice, I like your input. That's actually a really good idea. Now, how about you? What do you think?
I think we should just stick to purple because of the purple promise. I think if we change the color of the boxes for every season, every holiday, it just costs a lot for the company. So if we just stick to one solid color like purple the entire time, I think that would be best.
Excellent, purple promise. That's great. We're getting a lot of stuff done, guys. Let's keep it up.